Happy? Good. With Chris Locke.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Happy Good, episode 34. Hey, 34. I'm your host, Chris Locke. And this episode is very special. And I'll tell you why. I'm going the opposite of what I did for episode 33. 33, I was feeling kind of down and I wanted to get loose and get out of my head. And I smoked some weed. And then I did the episode stoned. And I think it was really fun and slow and lovely and syrupy and molassesy and thick and globby and kind of fun. But this episode is the opposite. It's the early afternoon. I'm on coffee. And I don't drink a lot of coffee because it makes me insane. It makes me nuts. But this is my second cup of like an Americano, basically. So 2 Americanos back to back. So I'm going to talk so fast. But also, I have high blood pressure. So don't worry, I took my high blood pressure med that my doctor said I should take. He was like, you can cut out salty, delicious curry foods and Indian foods and potato chips and beer and all that. Or you could take this little pill. And I was like, let me just take this pill for a sec. You know? Because a lot of those stuffs that I shove into my mouth, beers and whiskeys and wines and gins and delicious, tasty, salty foods, you know what? They're a release for me, baby. They get me feeling good, you know? I feel really good when my tongue tastes that stuff. Now, how does my body feel afterwards? That's a different story. Maybe you guys can relate. But I'm drinking coffee. See, look. There's proof. I got an old vintage Popeye mug. A cartoon of Popeye, the Sailor Man, punching Bluto in the face is on this mug. I love it very much. And I'm drinking coffee. And so this is going to be a bit different. But it's also, I want to say, for some reason, I haven't been outside yet. But it's a cool December day in Toronto. But I got a little crack in my window open here. So some of that fresh air can come in. Here and freshen up my face. And it's beautiful, sunny. So I'm looking outside the window, which is also a change up. Usually I'm lying on my back on my bed, sometimes closing my eyes, but mostly staring at my ceiling. My ceiling is like, what's it called? Not stucco, but it's that crumbly stuff. You know? I can't think right now. Come on, coffee? I thought you made brains work faster. So it's the crumbly ceiling I got, and it makes all kinds of different shadows and stuff. So sometimes when I'm talking to you guys, maybe that's why it's not working, because I'm staring out the window. I'm getting distracted. Across the way from me, there's a condo that has inflatable dogs with winter toques on their head, like huge, like big. They're not the normal size of dogs. They're way bigger than dogs. They're way bigger than real dogs, dude. These are like balloon inflatable dogs. The size of freaking me and you. And they got like a giant inflatable candy cane in their mouth. And they've got like Santa toques on. And see, even when I'm looking at it now, I forgot what the hell I was telling you about. But usually I get to look at my ceiling. And so the different shadows on my ceiling, on the crumbly bit, you know what it's called. What's it called? You always, when you were a kid, you'd jump on a bed and you'd scrape your hands on it and you go, ow, that hurts. I'm bleeding everywhere. And yeah, the shadows and the ceiling usually help me escape and go into far off different lands or whatever we like to talk about on Happy Good. So some of you who are just, this is your first episode, you're like, what the hell? What the hell is this guy talking about? Why would anyone listen to this? Look, I don't know either. but I'm switching it up, all right? When we first started Happy Good, it was all spiritual, and I was reading like the Bhagavad Gita and the Dhammapada and stuff, and I still love that stuff, but we have to admit, it's a dark time. It's hard to stay focused. I mean, I haven't used my Headspace app in like 4 months. So I just want this podcast to be about however you feel in the moment. You put it on, you laugh because I'm a damn comedian, and you escape and you disappear for a bit and you feel good, and that's that. I'm always fighting an invisible critic, eh? I'm always fighting like somebody who just happenstance puts this podcast on and goes, what the hell? This is not a guided meditation. I need to relax. I'm from California. I do mushrooms in Joshua Tree. What do you want me to do? I forage for mushrooms in the redwood forest. What do you want me to do? I can't help it. You have a classic, like airtight cliche idea of what new age living is. And I will always fight your cliches and your stuck in a tiny little box worldview, okay? You want to wear Lululemon pants and hike up and down the desert and have enemas and just like, you know, have smoothies all the time and watch Goop on Netflix starring Gwyneth Paltrow and be like, this is how I get my new age kick. Whatever, then. Go do that. When you listen to Happy Good, you listen to a crazy man expressing himself and being frickin' silly. And you got this beautiful music in the background by incredible musician Drew Smith. So that's what you get. Maybe coffee, a lot of coffee makes me fight. It's like whiskey. Come here. But you know what it is? It's because I've seen two negative 0 reviews on iTunes. If you love this podcast, go on iTunes and give it like nice reviews. Not like nobody said a mean review or anything, but they gave me 0-star ratings. 2 people gave me 0-star ratings. And there's only 2 versions of that kind of person that I feel like it could be. Just a hater straight up. You know, like a hater being like, F you, Chris. Go to hell. Get lost. Sleep in a sleeping bag in the sewer covered in dung. Why? I didn't do anything to you. I think there's like 1 or 2 guys that hate me out there in the world. It could be them. Or it could be just a straight up like troll online. And the other type of person that I'm thinking could have given me the 2 0-star ratings, which I'm not dwelling on. It just came up, okay? Is this new age person that wants every little cookie cutter, crisp version of a guided meditation, relaxation, new age hunk of junk to not be like riffy or silly or a comedian expressing themselves. They want it to be like Goop style magazine, like Gwyneth Paltrow or Oprah suggestion. What do you want me to do? I am who I am. And the more I've been doing Happy Good, we're 34 episodes deep now. The more I've been doing it, the more it's becoming exactly 100% me in the moment, and I love it. This is quite the intro. You guys came here to relax. But sometimes I don't mind using a little bit off the top to express myself and let my few listeners know how I do think. What do you think? Please go on Happy Good World on Twitter and Instagram and whatever and tell me how you think. I love you guys. Anybody who listens to this thing is so, lovely and kind to me. I really appreciate it. I started making this. I had the plan to make this podcast before the pandemic started, way back last year in 2019, and it didn't come to fruition until the actual pandemic was happening. So it took on a whole different meaning, It was supposed to, I thought the world was hell before, and I was like, the world needs a Happy Good podcast. And this was in 2019. And then the pandemic started, and now it's like, well, Happy Good seems even more important, even if it's not important for you. It's important for me to express myself and say silly stuff that makes us laugh and calm down and relax. This is a long intro. If you want, I could make this episode a little bit longer. I don't care. But do you know what I mean? Holy crap. This is episode on coffee. Can you tell? Whoop! This is what I live in a condo, and this is what the alarm sounds like. That is perfect. I'm like a freaking parrot. Okay, or a macaw. But the thing is this is not relaxing you. So let's see if me jacked up on mega caffeine, if I can, with my heart palpitating like mad, if I can do the deep breath exercises and come back down to where we want to be, even against this massive chemical blasting through my veins. Okay, I just noticed an IKEA cupboard that we just put together. The door's broken already. What the hell? Okay, here we go. I'm going to take a deep breath. Now, when I count down from 3, we'll do a deep inhale through the nose. Hold it. Try to expand your lungs out like crazy. Blow them up like balloons. Blow them up like inflatable Christmas dogs. Blow them up like an inflatable Christmas candy cane in an inflatable Christmas dog's mouth. Blow them up long and hooked. Are candy canes really J's for Jesus? I saw that online. Everybody's going crazy. Anyways. Here we go. I'm going to get 3, 2, 1. A deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. It's so funny when you haven't done a deep inhale in a long time and your blood and guts and bones have all been taken over and paralyzed by anxiety and fear. How sharp it feels when you actually take the moment out to do a deep inhale. Let's do another one in through the nose. And exhale. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like your lungs go, oh, really? We're going to stretch out? And then there's a little bit of a sharpness to it. We live with like such shallow breaths, not paying attention to our bodies for so long that your lungs are almost like being dusted off and being taken off the shelf in like some old attic. Like, I'm going to use you guys again, okay? Okay, well, there's going to be some crinks and crinkles in it and some ruffles. Give it a nice... So here we go. One more deep inhale. Ready? In through the nose. And exhale. And we are back. Free, loose, free and loose. We are shimmery, shiny, free spirits. We're like crystal eagles. You know? Huge wingspan. Cruising through the sky. Just crystal eagles. Sunlight. What's it called? Refracting through the different elements, like blasts of rainbow shooting out of our bodies from the sunlight. You know, all that kind of science class stuff. Beautiful free birds. Nobody can take that away from us. Inside, we are beautiful, hollow crystal, soaring in the sky. Beautiful. It might be the cold winter where you are, but up there in the clear blue sky, you are soaring free, looking down at everything and kind of chuckling like, huh, I know it's crazy, but I want to shift my perspective right now. And I want to be in awe of the human ingenuity. I want to be in awe of how nature always shines through. Trees grow through old houses and buildings. Grass grows. Animals survive. You know? Like monkeys jump from building to building. Birds fly through broken windows and explore old buildings. We're lucky. We live on a planet full of life. And it is hard. And it is dark. And there is an idea of good and evil. But beyond that, there is power in the idea of stuff was created through love. Like a sack of love. I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory. I believe that a sack of love was dumped into outer space. The sack of love theory, all right? And I will battle any fifth against your big ass bang theory or your spaghetti theory or whatever the heck. Noodle theory. What's it called? You know, when it's like a million looping infinite noodles or something? What about sack of love theory? I got to admit, before I started drinking all this coffee, my idea for today was going to be that this episode was going to be about love. Because we've been going crazy, we've been going silly, we've been getting stoned. These have been dark times. Winter is coming. It always creates a dark feeling in our souls, right? Well, even though this is totally like super mega coffee episode, it's still, let's focus on the love. Sack of Love Theory by Chris Locke. I could battle any scientist. I'm going to go back in time and talk to frickin' Einstein and be like, oh yeah? Why are you sticking your tongue out all the time? Let me tell you the truth. Some ginormous weird being, not human, some weird creature that is like, you know, more than ginormous. You can't even fathom it. Our universe is like just a speck in size compared to this giant creature. And he dumped a sack. He or it. Sorry, I shouldn't say he. There's no gender in this other plane of existence beyond our universe. It's just like things, you know? And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that like we can't even comprehend. We're like, we have small brains. Or at least I do. Do not give me a 0-star review on iTunes podcasts and say, this is not what I was looking for. The host has a small brain, and he frickin' said I have a small brain. What the hell? I'm not looking for a podcast to tell me that I have a small brain. You have to let go. You have to let the understanding paint its own picture. The understanding is the painting, the painter. What did I say? This is what I mean. The not understanding is the painter of the universe. You can't say what it is. It is just is. It's not like, you know, I'm going to say, oh, it's a big guy. It's a big guy with a great head of hair. And he has a sack of love. And he dumps it all over the street. And then he goes gets a Jamaican beef patty and a coffee for $2 there's a convenience store down by Jane subway station where you can go get a coffee and a Jamaican beef patty for $2. What is it? Really? Okay, so they jacked up the price on us. Of course, why not? Everybody's so greedy buggers. It's $2.50 now. $2.50. You can go down to Jane subway station, get a Jamaican beef patty and a coffee. $2.50. That's still not that. I know. I was, for $2, I was excited. $2.50 is still not bad. You go to any other store, and it's like $5 something. It's more than that. Jamaican beef patty on its own $4.99 or something. $3.99. So you're getting a coffee and a Jamaican beef patty for $2.50, whatever, not $2. Still not that bad. And you go and enjoy that. You smoke a little ciggy if you want afterwards. Nothing compliments a Jamaican beef patty and a coffee like smoking a little ciggy afterwards. But you go get that deal after you dump a sack of love and create a whole new universe. Planets, oceans, lakes, trees, Jamaican beef patties, coffees, ciggies. I'm not advocating ciggies for anybody else. I can't smoke them. They hurt, they make me crazy. But everything you look around you was dumped out of a sack of love. Cars, scooters, siblings, family, friends, walks through the park, hot dogs, popsicles, playgrounds, skateboards, Instagram accounts of people that take pictures of their butts, in front of giant mountains. There's those Instagram accounts where they got the lady with the Lululemon pants and it's her butt, and she's turning and she's looking back at you like, yeah, I'm standing in front of one of the most beautiful vistas you've ever seen in your life, probably like Montana or something. Montana mountain vista with the trees but what are you looking at? You're looking at my butt. All of that, the mountains and the butt, were all dumped out of a sack of love. All right? You contemplate that next time you get the $2.50 deal by the subway station there. $2.50 for a coffee and a Jamaican beef patty. Who dumped the sack? I can't say that, like, one of the most beautiful, relaxing things on the planet is that we can't say who dumped the sack. You can't fathom it. Remember that. When you walk through the park next time, or you walk through the neighborhood, or even if you're sitting alone in a wooden chair, it doesn't have to be wooden, in a lovely chair, when you're sitting there and you're looking at the beautiful trees breaking up the orange blue sky, the night sky with the stars, wherever you are, it's a positive, it's powerful and beautiful that you can't even describe who dumped the sack of love to create the universe. Does that make sense? Ooh, baby, just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here. Okay, that was from Bohemian Rhapsody. So yeah, I have about half an Americano left in my mug, and I don't think I should finish it because I am jacked right on up on caffeine. It's shooting through my veins. It's literally like a bunch of race cars driving so fast. I've never been to Germany, but I know for a fact that the caffeine racing through my blood veins right now are not too dissimilar from the cars on the Autobahn. That's what it feels like. I've seen videos, I've read articles, I feel like I've heard a song by Kraftwerk about the damn thing. That's what's happening. So if you're a coffee freak and you love it and you can handle it, write me at Happy Good World. Okay, let me know. Let me know if it's really as fast as the Autobahn, if you can handle it. So, let's say you're soaring up there in the sky. Crystal clear eagle. I said eagle, but you can be whatever bird you want. Now that and this is what's good about this podcast, is we can switch it up. Right now, I'm kind of thinking hawk. I like the idea of a hawk. Hawks and eagles have always kind of had this confusing similarity to me, even though they're not freaking similar in how they look. They both have this mighty, confident, soaring through the sky, looking downwards at what to snatch in its claws kind of like attitude, you know. So I kind of think of like, it could be a hawk, it could be an eagle. They're kind of almost the same thing to me in my head. They're like these soaring, confident predators, you know, snatching mice, snatching things even bigger, snakes. Ooh, yeah. Have you ever seen that? We got lots of hawks in Ontario right now. Even in Toronto, even in the big city now, you can see a hawk swooping around every now and then. Right in the middle of one time at Shaw and College, for the Toronto heads who know Toronto well, which is, you know, a busy area. There's the giant metro there. There's Gino's Pizza. There's, what's it called? Nova, whatever, the bakery thing there. The library. It's pretty busy, right? Streetcars going, cars going, people walking. Very busy. Well, I used to live around there, and one morning, I think I'm walking to get a tea, because teas don't hit me as hard as coffee. But I'm walking in the morning, right in front of me, like from a lamppost, a hawk swoops down, I guess with its eagle eye, but it was a hawk. It's Hawkeye. Oh yeah, Hawkeye. I wonder if it's good at archery. Spider-Man. Thanks, Hawkeye. Spider-Man, you're just a kid. It swooped down, snatched a mouse, I guess, like, and it was right by a sewer grate. So I think it was like, it must have seen a mouse like darting for a sewer grate, and then was like, yo, watch this. And just went like, and snatched it and pulled it up and flew up on top of another light post across the street and just stood there majestically like, yeah. You guys walk around with your parkas on and your winter toques and your scarves and try to protect your cold skin as you try to hustle to make money. And you do your human due diligence, just trying to survive the best you can. Eating donuts, feeling shame about eating donuts. Eating coffee, which jacks your blood pressure to the max. While I will just chill up here and show you how I can just swoop down and snatch a mouse. No big deal. I got my hawk feathers on. I got my beak, my claws, and nothing else. You don't see me like scrolling through the internet to see if Patagonia has a freaking deal on with parkas because winter's here. I'm a strong ass beast. And the mouse is like looking up from his claws at you like, it's true. Take my word for it. Some of his claws are pierced into my goddamn back. The guy is strong. Whoever dumped out the sack of love to create this universe created these damn predatorial freaking hawks. And here I am, Mouskowitz, just chilling out on a GD freaking lamppost with claws fucking rubbing my vertebrae. My guts. Poor guy. But that is it. That's the nature. Hawks get mice. I really hope this episode kind of helped you relax a little bit, but if it didn't, I 100% understand why it didn't. It's the coffee episode, and maybe we all learned a lesson, but we learned a mega lesson in how the universe was really created, and it was just a sack of love dumped out onto the plain nothingness by some sort of entity that our minds could never in a million years possibly fathom. That's why on the planet now we give it all kinds of names. Gwyneth Paltrow calls it the goop demon. God's, the Tao, whatever it is. It's nothing. It's whatever we say to make ourselves feel safe and okay. Conspiracy theorists think that it's the deep state created the universe to screw them over, or, ruin their families or whatever. Everybody needs some sort of magical answer, but we'll never really know. And maybe we couldn't get there today in this kind of idea without drinking a ton of coffee and caffeine. But as you can tell, I think my brain is slowly slooping down, like Pluto the Disney dog's nose when he gets sad. I feel like my brain is, or Droopy's nose. My brain is drooping right now. I'm coming down. So listen, there's a few things I would like to tell you guys about. On Patreon, I know I've been negligent for about a month and haven't put content up there, and I did suffer. I lost a few patrons, and no personal feelings towards that. I completely understand. It's been a crazy time here. I'm a dad with 2 kids. I'm home, and we're inside a lot. We're doing the same thing that you guys are doing, and it's hard to create extra content sometimes. But what I have up there right now is really special to me. It's one full unedited night of my last big stand-up show, recorded this March 4th, 2020, at the Ossington, which is one of my all-time favorite venues to play in. It's small, it's intimate. You can fit about 60 to 70 people in that back room, so it's not like a mega thing. And I always record my sets there a lot of the time if I do longer shows, because I might have more ready to go. But the thing is I put one up now. It's a raw, unedited night, and a lot of people have been going back onto the Patreon to check it out, and they've been saying some positive things. It's really fun. So if you haven't checked it out, it's literally only $5 to listen. And I've got some new content ideas instead of the interviews. That's the hard part. It was hard to match up the interviews, so I apologize for that, because it says tier 1. You get these interviews, but it's really hard to match up with people, especially when I'm on such a tight schedule with the family and stuff. So I've got some other ideas coming I'm excited about, and that's it. It's only $5 to join Patreon and get all kinds of bonus stuff, but you get a full I think it's like 46 minutes of me doing insanely absurd, silly stand-up right before the pandemic happened. In fact, you hear someone cough in the audience, and I say, wow, look out, what the hell? Because the news was coming down the pike that something was coming, but it was about a week away from lockdown. So isn't that bizarre? So, it's a little bit of a memento due to the moment before the world completely changed. Follow me at Happy Good World is our Twitter, at Happy Good World on Instagram too. I am at Chris Locke World on Twitter. I'm writing insane nonsense on there all the time. Some people think it's fun. I used to have an old Twitter account that got banned for some reason, and I don't know why. I think one of my jokes got misunderstood by the algorithm that hunts down something. I have no idea. But so I started again with my old Utopia to Me podcast Twitter account, and so I'm trying to build my followers back up. So if you want to follow me, that'd be lovely. I'm at Chris Locke Fun on Instagram, and that's it. As always, I don't mention it all the time, but I have it listed everywhere. The music is by Drew Smith. He's a genius. So I know that half of you relaxing and having a good time listening to Happy Good is because of him. And that's that. So I did rant a little bit longer to make up for the mega intro. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys laughed. I hope you relaxed. Now go outside and take a deep breath in of this beautiful, magical oxygen that some entity dumped out of a sack for us to inhale. A sack of love. Think about that. No matter what goes on, when the world feels like it's wrong, when it feels like it's dark and evil persists or something, Feels like you're being smashed down into the ground by some sort of ancient god's hammer, you know. It does happen. That is part of the world. But maybe these are all hard lessons for us to get back to remembering that we live in this kind of unbelievable place that was created from a dumped out sack of love. So at the core, love is what created all of this. And that's what's positive, because at the end, we always know that we can go back to the foundation, which is love. So no matter how dark or hard it gets, always remember that the foundation is love, and you just have to give yourself a moment to remember that and go back there and keep going and enjoy yourself. So go out there and touch a tree and say, hey there, you. I know you. Look up at the sky, take a deep breath, and love it all in. Say thank you very much, and stay free, okay? Thanks. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.